Welcome to this explainer. Listen, if you've ever hired engineers, or honestly, if you've been on the other side taking a technical screening yourself, you know the current system is kind of broken. Today, we're looking at a massive systemic flaw in tech hiring, and we're going to explore how a platform called Vaultio is using just-in-time AI generation to completely flip the script. We aren't talking about temporary patches here, we're talking about a total architectural reimagining.
Let's be real for a second. The tech industry really doesn't like to talk about this, but traditional skill tests have a dirty little secret. The questions leak, and they leak incredibly fast. The source material points out that within days of an assessment going live on standard testing platforms, think HackerRank or Cadility, the exact prompts just show up everywhere. We're talking Discord servers, Telegram groups, even paid answer key marketplaces. It's literally an entire shadow economy built entirely on cheating the static question banks that major corporations rely on.
So because of these advanced leaks, we end up with this massive disconnect. You, as a hiring manager, think you're evaluating genuine coding skills, system design logic, and true technical reasoning. But in reality, you're effectively ranking candidates on their search engine skills and their capacity for rote recall. Did the applicant actually solve the complex problem, or did they just find the leaked solution on Reddit faster than the next guy? It completely defeats the purpose of the screen.
Section 1, the Vaultio paradigm shift. So how on earth do we fix an ecosystem that has been completely compromised by static question banks?
Well, enter Vaultio. This platform is built with an entirely different architectural approach. Instead of trying to play this endless game of whack-a-mole with leaked questions online, Vaultio just attacks the root with the problem. They eradicate the static bank entirely. It's brilliant, really, because cheating the old-fashioned way becomes mathematically and practically impossible. I mean, you can't leak what doesn't exist, right? And here is the absolute crucial point to take away. One candidate, one test. Generated right at request time. When a company sends an assessment, Vaultio isn't pulling a question from some pre-existing database. The test simply does not exist until the candidate opens it. Think about that for a second. If two applicants apply for the exact same role on the exact same day, they're getting completely different assessments. There's no 2026 Vaultio Senior React question set floating around out there, because that set has never existed. There's absolutely nothing to leak.
Section 2, how dynamic generation works. You're probably wondering, how exactly does Vaultio pull off this magic trick of generating a highly technical, unique test without a pre-existing answer key?
Instead of querying a static database, the platform dynamically calls Gemini 2.5 Pro at the exact moment of the request. But it doesn't just ask for generic coding questions, no. It feeds the AI highly precise data to construct the prompt. It ingests the specific job title, the required skills, the full job description, and get this. When available, it uses the specific claims made on the candidate's own CV. It creates this incredibly hyper-personalized foundation. To ensure total uniqueness for every single user, the AI generator seeds the prompt across 3 specific axes, a variation. First, it looks at the role's required skills, stuff like React, Postgres, or distributed systems. Second, it dials in the difficulty target, like generating senior-heavy questions for staff roles or mid-heavy for early career folks. And third, it cross-references the candidate's declared experience. It weaves all this together to probe what that individual actually claims they can do. Now, from those targeted inputs, Vaultio drafts a comprehensive, rigorous test from scratch. And listen, this isn't some lightweight quiz. The custom output is intense. We're talking 20 multiple-choice questions and 2 original coding problems, usually a medium and a hard. Crucially, it creates 8 hidden test cases for each of those problems to really validate the code. Oh, and it generates 1 production-style scenario paired with a weighted rubric. Every single piece of this is written from scratch for that one session. And to mathematically guarantee this variability, the AI temperature is intentionally locked right at 0.6. In AI terms, temperature basically controls how much randomness the model uses. By keeping it precisely at 0.6, Vaultio ensures that even if you were to somehow run the exact same inputs twice, same CV, same job description, you are rarely, if ever, going to get the same 20 questions. It's truly dynamic every single time. Section 3. Bulletproof security and anti-cheat. Because generating unique tests is great for the advanced leak problem, but we absolutely still need to secure the live environment while the candidate is typing. Vaultio secures that live environment through strict server-side grading. The answer key literally isn't in the browser. When they click submit, the code runs against Vaultio's authoritative test runner. The multiple choice questions are graded through a security definer database function, which is a fancy way of saying it runs with special back-end privileges completely out of the candidate's reach. Even if a candidate opens up dev tools to go snooping around, the data just isn't there to find. Layered on top of that back-end architecture is a super strict rapid-fire set of browser restrictions. During the test, tab switching, blocked, right-clicking, blocked, copying and pasting, completely blocked. And the platform is highly sensitive to this stuff. You trigger just 5 violations and boom, it automatically submits the attempt and flags the whole session for the recruiter. But what about candidates who try to get clever with their hardware? Like, say someone starts a test, screenshots it, closes the tab, and then tries to resume on a friend's laptop. Vaultio instantly writes a unique per-attempt fingerprint to stop that dead in its tracks. It definitively shuts down device hopping and ensures the person who started the test is the exact same one finishing it. Section 4. The new era of hiring. So we've seen the mechanics and the security. What does this new paradigm actually mean for the folks sitting on both sides of the hiring table? Honestly, it's a huge win-win. For recruiters, when you ship a Vaultio assessment, you're shipping a test that has literally never been taken before and will never be taken again. You can actually trust that the score reflects real technical reasoning. And for candidates, the paradigm shifts in a pretty refreshing way. You can't prepare by memorizing a question bank anymore. You prepare by actually being good at the job. You get to prove your true experience on fresh questions, leveling the playing field for genuine talent. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final critical thought. Take a hard look at your own hiring pipeline. Are your tactical assessments testing rote recall or real reasoning? With just-in-time generation, the era of testing how well a candidate can search for leaked answers is officially over. We can finally get back to measuring how well they actually think. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I hope it gave you a really fresh perspective on the future of technical hiring.